Welcome back to the channel. Today we're pouring our first concrete slab. I've been a little bit MIA the past couple weeks. I had to do some travel for work, so it happens. The weekends didn't get anything done down here. So I've been struggling to come up with a path forward, whether or not I wanted to tear out the whole floor or just do it in sections, but I've basically decided now I'm gonna start pouring concrete as I go to minimize the big hole that I have down here. So I've got my first piece of insulation board down. It's 2 inches thick. I think it's R8.8, 25 PSI. So it's definitely got the strength to hold up the slab. That's one thing you want to check on. Less than 25 PSI, I don't think it's really rated to have a slab on top of it. So the next thing I want to do, I've got some plywood. I've got a bunch of old wood out in my shed. So see if I can make use of some of this for some form. So my plan is, first thing I want to form out is the actual shower pan. So because I want to use a foam pre-sloped pan, it does have some thickness to it, 1 1/8 I think. So what I want to do is form out the exact dimensions of my shower pan, and I'm actually going to recess that slightly. I've gone back and forth on how I really want to do that, but in order to have a consistent slope into my shower pan, I do think I want to have that small section slightly lowered. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. It's a 38 by 60 pan. So I'm gonna form the outside of that, and then I'll build the curb form on top of that, and then start putting some rebar in. Yeah, I've kind of been in no man's land of overthinking and how do I want to do this, yada, yada, yada. Okay, I've got my pieces of rebar bent and cut to size. Now I'm thinking, I meant to get number 3, but I might have gotten number 4 because this is, I think, is 1/2 inch rebar. So, oh well, right? But we're gonna do it. We're gonna go ahead and use it, and I may just continue on with that. Maybe it's just a little bit stronger. So I've got all my holes drilled. I've got my pieces cut to length. I decided I'm gonna do 4 pieces. They're like 16 inches on center and then 6 inches from each edge on this shower pan side. And then whether or not I continue that rebar spacing when I do the other slabs, I'm not so sure yet. I think I won't use this dimension. I'll probably do like a 4x4 going on. And that may influence my layout just a little bit. But I'm gonna pull this out, put these pieces of rebar in, try to tie everything up, and then once I have the rebar in place, I'll try to put some stakes in with some pieces of wood to stop this thing from bowing out when I go to pour. And this piece I still have down below. I may just leave that in there for the pour and then come back and patch it. Not super worried about it, but I don't know how else to support this unless I could use the rebar, but it's my first time. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing. So I accidentally cut one of these long. I'm gonna go ahead and put that piece, I think, back here so I trip on it less. But yeah, let's see if I can do this. Okay, not ideal. I don't know how I'm gonna do the other ones, but this is what I came up with for this one. Come on. And I think I want this bar to actually be under the bar that goes on top. So I'm gonna do it like that. There we go. One in. Okay. Uh-oh. Can you tell it's my first time? Ah, we're in. Okay, now we go. Another one of these. All right. That one's in. Now what? Should I put that one in first? This is hurting my back. So we've got our rebar in. Now I need to brace this puppy up. Then we'll be ready to pour. Let's check how we're doing here. Did we throw anything off when we picked it up and turned it around and slid it all around? Nope. So I went ahead and trimmed this insulation back, both because I wanted to be able to put stakes a lot closer to the form, and also because, like I said, I do plan to have the rest of the slab be about 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches higher than this. And that'll allow me to put my shower pan, recess, and keep a continuous elevation to the floor as we slope the drain down. At least that's the plan. So I've scraped out a couple spots here. I went up and cut a bunch of posts earlier, got a little angle on there. So I'm gonna grab my sledge, see if I can drive 1, 2, 3, 6 posts or so in here, and then we're gonna screw some boards to it to make sure this form doesn't go anywhere when we start to pour. All right, those are in there good. We're gonna push this thing to the wall, make sure it's tight, screw down. Where are my screws? That's right. Ta-da! I like it. So I'll fill the slab up first, obviously, and then fill the curb. Damn. Look what I have created. Not sure how to handle this. I was thinking leave this open with the pour so that, you know, I can install my drain. I think I'm just gonna tape it. This may not be the right way, and if it doesn't work while I'm installing, then we'll deal with the consequences of that. All right, I like that. So, yeah, I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. What do you think, guys? If somebody was pouring it like this in your basement, would you be okay with it? Irrelevant, this is my basement. There are many others like it, but this one is mine. This is what we're gonna do. I still have to unbox and put together my mixer I bought. Hoping to get 2 bags at a time, and this may take up to 20. So 10 batches. I may try to kind of put it right here. I was hoping I could station it there and just dump in. Maybe I cut that post off there. Whew. Well, that was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. Instructions were not exactly clear. As much as I wanted to get to pouring the concrete today, I'm just not going to be able to do it. It's 8 o'clock. As my wife says, I thought it would take 2 hours to pour. She says that means 4 hours. So definitely don't want to be working until midnight. I may try to get to it tomorrow night. If not, maybe Tuesday. I figure I can get 2 60-pound bags in this and hopefully just dump it over the edge there. Let's do a trial. Let's see. What do you think? I think that'll work. The wheels aren't tightened down. I can't find my Allen wrenches. It's an eternal struggle that I have, is finding my Allen wrenches. I can never find my Allen wrenches. And I looked all over, but my garage is torn apart because I threw all the stuff in the basement up there. So shoved it all to one side to get my wife's car in there. But we can try this thing out. Let's see what it does. Yeah, buddy. Woo! All right. Okay, so we're stopping here for the night. So let me give you guys a close-up of what this is looking like. I think I have just about everything I need to do this pour. Now, it's probably against my better judgment to even try to do it today. It's about 6 o'clock. Probably not a good idea. I'm going to be working late. It's definitely not a good idea. Even my coworker told me, yeah, don't do it tonight. But here we are. I want to get going. So I'm going to read how much water I'm supposed to put in these things. Try to fill this thing up, maybe mark a line where I got to make the same batch of water. I'm going to do 2 60-pound bags per mix. This first one's going to be a big test, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to roll this thing over, dump it on out. So this says 4 pints per 60-pound bag, and I've got 2 60-pound bags, so I need 8 pints. Oh no! Oh shit. Yep, that's what I deserve. Okay. To state the obvious, I poured this concrete way too dry. There, I said it. Okay? It was too dry. I don't have a good excuse other than I think I followed the directions on the bag. Obviously, next time I have to crank up the water a little bit. But it was super late, and I didn't want it to be super wet because I would have had to stay up late to try to finish it. And I was already up till 1 a.m. So this is going to be underneath my shower pan. I think it's going to be okay. It's solid. So let's pull these forms off and see what it looks like down throughout the slab. Hopefully it's okay. Well, let's try to strip these forms, huh, buddy? All right, let's do it. Well, this is not exactly the result I'd hoped for, but for my first time ever, I'm gonna give myself a break. It's a little uneven. It's a little, absolutely way too dry. Lesson learned, I'm gonna put a lot more water in it. But for this shower pan, which is gonna be completely behind the wall, I think it's gonna be fine. I got most of the loose gravel scraped up, and then we'll come back with some thin set when we put our shower pan down. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's nice and solid. It's just a little, flaky. So we'll do a lot better pouring the next slab now that we know. That's what this whole thing is all about. I'm doing everything. A lot of this is the first time I've done it. I've learned it from YouTube and from talking to friends and family. And so now I know. My next step is going to be forming up my next concrete pour. I'm not sure which direction I want to go, if I want to go this way or this way yet. Maybe I'll go ahead and do this to try to get these pipes hidden here. Not have to step on top of them anymore. I don't want to mess up any of this piping before we get in service here. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe so you can follow along as we refinish this basement. This is a big step in my journey here, starting to put new concrete in, and hope you guys tune into the next one. Thanks for watching.